Okay, now this is when you
my
were
home from first grade to fifth grade.
fifth grade.
We lived here. Dad was a carpenter.
And the address is
635 Rollins Street.
okay.
Okay, and it's in the Willard School District.
Okay.
Okay, and this house, that porch, the front porch on that, Dad built on, and the garage was there, and the rest of this, and he remodeled this whole house.
He bought this house from Pete Lambrose.
Yes.
Okay.
Bought this house from Pete Lambrose, and he was working for Pete at that time, and there were 3 big cottonwood trees that had been here in the parking, and they had all been cut down. And so that stump of those cottonwood trees was where Donnie got his first bike when we lived here, and Dad loaded all 4 of us kids at that time, Jimmy wasn't born yet, onto that bike. He was real good about playing with us, and we learned to ride on it. But I wanted to ride the bike, but I had to get on this stump so I could get over the boys' bar and get on Donnie's bike, and I'd had to, go like this so I could pedal it and ride it. There were 3 cottonwood trees here, and they'd been cut down.
Okay.
This, in fact, it had to be this tree that's here now, was a small maple tree.
Looks like maple.
This tree.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, and I used to sit at the base of that, and I'd sing songs and play with Jimmy as a baby, because Jimmy was born in this house.
Oh, okay.
We had a garden along here, a very poor garden, because Mom, like I said, she was a great mother, campfire, Boy Scouts, all that stuff, but she was not we didn't take good care of the garden, so we had a little garden here, and then on the back side of the property is another house. But this was Mom and Dad's bedroom upstairs here, and then there were 2 other bedrooms on the other side.
And this was all field over here?
This was all field. This whole lot was all field.
Oh,
There's
this lot. Okay, but
Yeah.
not the other side of the street.
No, there was houses over there.
Okay.
Those houses were there.
All right.
They had friends that lived over there in that lot. But then this also was an empty lot. So this whole property was also an empty lot, and it was where the baseball field was. And so we played. Dad had set out a baseball. He played baseball for Missoula when he was a young man.
Oh.
Missoula teams.
Okay.
But we played baseball, and with us kids out there, we'd start out with one cat, and then we'd start playing other baseball games until the whole neighborhood shows up to play teams, and then we'd start teams. But Dad had remodeled this home while we were in it, and it was turning out to be a really nice home, the nicest place we had. But unfortunately, about the time that we got it remodeled, we lost it. And the sidewalk didn't start until where that fire's parked.
Huh.
But Dad, in his shop, his garage here, he used to take old 2x4s and our old roller skates and an apple crate, and he'd make us scooters. And so the whole neighborhood was coming over after us kids got our scooters. They were coming over, and we used to pay highway patrol, and we'd ticket each other with our little scooters running up and down that sidewalk on that side. But that's the sidewalk we roller skated on so much because it was a full block sidewalk.
Were the trees lined? Did the big tall trees line the street? Did the big tall trees line the street, or were they just little trees at that time?
There were trees all along the street, so you can see which ones were here when we were kids.
Uh-huh.
But the neighbors were real good about letting us roller skate. Both Mom and Dad loved to roller skate. They met at the roller skating rink in Missoula.
Oh.
Their first date was at the roller skating rink, and at that spot, that's where Dad first roller skated with her, and he said, "I knew I was going to marry her the first time I saw her." And so they got married in 1939. But roller skating was a big part of our lives, and they took us out to the roller skating rink, and would load the pickup up with kids in the back of it and haul the whole neighborhood out to the roller skating rink.
Where would you go roller skating at?
The roller skating rink was out on the end of Higgins.
Oh, okay.
It was a big roller skating rink that was out there, and a lot of white teen parties and stuff like that were there. I have a great, I don't know if I ever told you, my first date story. I dated from Willard School, Billy Cameron. They called him Bowie, and he wanted to take me out for a date on his birthday.
Okay, how old were you?
4th grade.
Oh gosh.
I was in the 4th grade, and of course I wasn't allowed to date and such that way, and so they decided that we could have a roller skating rink, roller skating party. So Dad, he showed up to pick me up in a black Hopalong Cassidy outfit with silver trim around the things, and he and I got to sit in the front of the pickup with Dad, and all the neighbors piled in the back end to all go roller skating together for a roller skating party out of the roller skating rink.
That's good.
So we got pretty good, and so roller skating all through high school years was real. From living here and living over in Lowell, that was a big thing to do for all the neighbor kids. So we'd all go together and skate, and Dad and Mom had always encouraged that. But we got so we could dance together.
Oh wow.
We could do the dance skating and stuff like that out at the roller skating rink. But this one was the kind you clamped on. The roller skating here, you clamped them on your shoes.
Yeah,
And
okay.
Dad used those roller skates to make the scooters.
The scooters,
along this street.
Huh.
So, and then so
Your mom wasn't working at that time. She was just.
no, she was always home with us.
Yeah. Okay.
Women, according to Dad, women didn't. Most women were supposed to stay home.
Your mom went to work after your mom and dad divorced?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she didn't work until I was in high school.
Okay.
So